Hello, my name is Steve Gearhart, and this is the Unagi Observer. This week I will be doing two quick reviews of two Japanese movies that I had the fortune to see at Otakon this year, Tampopo and Cops vs. Thugs. Now let's start with Cops vs. Thugs. Cops vs. Thugs is a wonderful little Yakuza movie made in 1975. It was directed by Kinji Fukusaku and won two Blue Ribbon Awards in 1976 for Best Director and Best Actor. Just to give you an idea of what the Blue Ribbon Award is, it's sort of like the Critics' Choice in Japan. The plot of the movie is actually pretty generic. It's a rise and fall of a local Yakuza member who has a best friend that is a corrupt cop on the local police force. Both men are trying to make more out of their lives in their respective professions, and after a chance encounter, they become good friends. Hirotani was a low-ranking member of the Yakuza, and he shows up at the apartment of a rookie cop named Kuno. Hirotani hands over a pistol to Kuno and offers himself up for arrest. Kuno takes him in from the rain and gives him dinner as he gets dressed and listens to Hirotani's confession of killing another Yakuza. As Hirotani watches his bowl, Kuno cannot, for some reason, bring himself to turn Hirotani in, and the two make a pact to make Hirotani the head of the local Yakuza. Years go by and the relationship is fruitful to both of them. They both help each other with information and benefit as a result. Hirotani starts becoming a Yakuza leader, and Kuno himself makes more money being a mole in an already crooked police department. However, things come to a head when two of the city's largest Yakuza families start fighting and the cops simply stay out of the way. However, a new lieutenant shows up on the scene and starts clearing the local police of corrupt officers. Cops vs. Thugs is a violent movie, but it is also a statement of how well the Yakuza was able to influence the local police in the 1970s. This is certainly one of those movies that while you root for the anti-heroes, you realize that they really aren't people you would actually like in real life. Still, if you are a fan of crime dramas or fascinated by the Yakuza, this is a must-see. Are you a foodie and like comedy? Tampopo is for you. It was made in 1985 and released in 1986. Tampopo has a list of who's who in Japanese cinema, including a young and barely recognizable Ken Watanabe. Tampopo is one of those films that has a central story arc with side stories that have loose or very direct connections to the main character or plot. The main plot starts at a run-down ramen shop on a rainy night. A pair of truck drivers stop after they both get hungry after one of them is reading aloud from a ramen zen book. Once entering the ramen shop, they come across a group of drunk men making fun of the woman making them ramen. One of the drivers, Goro, orders a meal and then challenges the drunks to a fight and gets beaten up in the process. The next morning, Goro comes to while he's still inside the ramen shop. The woman makes him a breakfast that he enjoys, and when asked if he liked the ramen, he kind of hedges it. You can tell he doesn't really like it until his friend casually says that it was awful. The woman turns out to be a widower and is trying to make ramen a favorite dish of her deceased husband. Goro gives her a couple of tips on how to make ramen, and as he leaves to continue his job, she begs him to be her senpai and to teach her how to make the perfect ramen dish. The rest of the movie is partly of the two going on a food adventure, checking out the competition, trying to see who makes the best broth, gets the best product into their ramen. And as along the way, they collect oddball characters who have some expertise on various aspects of making ramen. And those guys include a bum, a chauffeur, a contractor, and of course, during the course of the movie, the two start to fall for each other. There are a number of side stories that branch from the main plot line, and most of them are fairly comical, witty, sad, and kind of weird. One story revolves around a private dinner where Japanese women moving to America with their husbands are learning how to eat spaghetti while an Italian nearby is actually eating spaghetti. There is another story about a low-level executive who is pushed around by the senior executives, and when at a 5-star hotel for lunch, suddenly comes into his own. There is also the Yakuza dandy and his girlfriend who use food as sexual foreplay. And there's a very strange scene with the two passing an egg yolk between each other's mouths over and over and over again. Tampopo, while having its odd moments, is truly a good, lighthearted food comedy. It has a runtime of about 115 minutes, but it honestly seems to go by pretty quickly. It's easy to get invested into the characters, many of whom are very likable, and by the end of the movie, you want to go out and get yourself a bowl of ramen. Both Cops vs. Thugs and Tampopo should be on any movie geek's list of pictures to see in their lives. While very different from each other, they represent solid Japanese filmmaking. While Cops vs. Thugs probably won't be coming to an art house near you anytime soon, Tampopo may. If you get the chance to see either or both of them on the big screen, you certainly should. Alright, that is it for this week. I will have a very short video or an AMV up next week as I am moving to a new place in Baltimore. So please keep coming back for more videos. And my name is Steve Gerhardt. This is the Unagi Observer. And as always, thank you so much for watching.